go ahead and get started. And I had a couple of questions come in before from people that couldn't join the meeting that are going to watch the video recording later. So that nobody's shy about asking a question or anything, I'm gonna answer the first question that came through. There's several ways that you can hold the child to make them feel very secure. So one of the ways is to cradle your arms like this, if you can see that, and have the child lay in your arms so you're supporting the back and the behind and the legs, and you can pull the head into your chest, or you can lower yourself in the water so they're like right on your shoulder. And then I would recommend walking backwards, kind of in that slow snake-like motion, and it kind of almost rocks them. With a 3 or 4-year-old or a child not quite out of diapers yet, you might see their legs go up. That's very normal. Just keep floating them. If they start wiggling around as they get older, you can cross your arms like this, which the arm on the top prevents them from flipping over. So you'll have one arm under them like this, the other arm over the top like this, and you can see they can't flip over now, and then bring the head into your chest or dip down and bring it into your shoulder, because now they have a really good connection with you. If they start fidgeting and wiggling around, you have control because you have your arm across their chest. So what I could recommend you do as well is sing a song or count to 10 or 20. So at a 3 or 4-year-old, when they start counting, that's a great way for them to learn numbers as well. So let's say we're going to count to 20 together. 1, 2, 3. And when they get done and they've done a back float for 20 seconds or so, raise them up, give them a big hug, say yay, act like they just invented the wheel, and that'll make them feel really good. And so make sure they do it even if they're crying or fussy, because teaching them to back float is a super important skill, especially in preschool aquatics. We build from there. So we're teaching them to be comfortable on their backs for later when we teach them to swim on their back. Caitlin had a question about having a 2-year-old that took swim lessons last year, and is there anything else she can add to those lessons? Is the child 3 now, Caitlin, or close to 3? Just turned 2. Okay, so Caitlin, you're still in the parent and child aquatics type skills, but you can add more because at 2, they're physically capable of doing a little bit more than, say, a 1-year-old child. So let me grab the mannequin again. The really important things to teach a 2-year-old are breath holding skills and obviously the back floating that I just demonstrated. So if they're not able to hold their breath yet, at 1 or 2, we don't want to go in a 30-minute period, maybe two dunks, maybe 3. But here's how you can teach breath holding. You can have the baby face you, hold them under the armpits, make sure they're looking at you, and say 1, 2, 3, gently blow, take them under nice and gently and bring them up, okay? They'll probably, when you blow in their face, you'll see them go purse their lips. That's how you know they're holding their breath. Take them under gently, bring them up in a real smooth motion. Again, go crazy. Yay, you did it, that's wonderful. Give them a hug, pat them on the back. If they're not choking or swallowing water, that's good. You want to reinforce the learning. Wait a few minutes, maybe sing a song, do some back floating, and then take them under again. 1, 2, 3, blow. Dip, bring them up. Or something like A, B, C, some kind of pattern, and make it be the same pattern every time. So we want to work on that with a 2-year-old. We want to work on the back float that I demonstrated already. Another thing that you can start with a 2-year-old is if they can hold their shoulders, you can grab their legs and start having them kick. Walk backwards, walk around so they feel the motion of going forward and you've got to tell them what they're doing. Kick, 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 and keep repeating it. I know it sounds like in Parent Me, all you do is repeat things, and that's exactly how they're going to learn, through repetition, through song, through you being really excited for them. So I recommend, again, back floating, kicking, always going over the safety rules, like never, never, never get in the pool without mommy or daddy. Never, never, never swim without an adult. Wait here until mommy's ready. Things like that, so that they understand that there are rules around bodies of water. So again, back floating, kicking, and learning how to hold their breath. Because remember, most small children, if they fall into a swimming pool, y'all, they're not going to be way out far in the middle. If you can teach them how to hold their breath, that can buy some time until somebody notices. Or if they learn how to kick and then hold on to the side of the pool. So that's another thing that you can teach them, is maybe walk around the pool with them with your hands on their hands and show them how to hold on to the edge of the pool. And maybe sit on the edge, pull them into you, turn them around, put them to the side and say, grab the side, grab the side. Sit them up again, pull them in, turn them around, grab the side, and just keep repeating those skills over and over and over again until they kind of catch on. Okay? Physically, they might not be able to hold, but at least they're by the side of the pool where you can get them quickly. I'm working with a 4-year-old child right now, and every once in a while she'll open her mouth, and she's even 4 and can understand directions a little better. So what I would try to do, if the 1, 2, 3 blow doesn't work, can you light like a birthday candle and take it out by the pool and hold the candle and say, blow the candle out, and you'll see them purse their lips and blow. Have them blow on your finger, blow on your finger, blow on their finger so they feel it, and have them do that. Then you can put your face in the water down at water level and blow bubbles, or give them a straw and let them blow bubbles into the pool so they see blowing bubbles. Then you can redirect them. Instead of doing 1, 2, 3 or ABC, tell them to blow their straw bubbles into the pool. And then say 1, 2, 3 and duck them down, or you show them how you blow bubbles underwater and have them blow bubbles. I know it sounds really remedial, but teaching them to blow bubbles is really important in the preschool aquatics program. Did that answer all your questions, Caitlin? And I have no guarantee that they'll shut their mouth, but if they purse their lips like this, when you blow in their face, they're gonna suck in for just a second, dunk them easy, bring them up. Even if their mouth is open, their throat will probably be closed. And like I said, if you do bring them up and they're choking and coughing, don't do more than 1 more for the day. Make sure they haven't swallowed a lot of water. A little bit of coughing is okay, but no more than 2 dunks in if they're swallowing a little water. Okay? Great question. You're going to start pretty much with the 3 and 4-year-olds. It sounds like a lot of you have kids about the same age. The same exact skill. So if you have a pool, a small blow-up pool, it doesn't have to be a large pool. You want to get them in the water, and the things you want to work on with a 3 and 4-year-old are, again, floating, super important, pool rules about never swimming by yourself. Make sure you go over those pool rules. Floating on your back and being on your stomach with kicks. So the little girl I'm teaching is 4 now, and what I do with her, as I hold her, obviously she would be a little taller than this, I let her rest her hands on my shoulders like this. I'm holding her on her belly, and I'm taking her thighs, and I'm doing the kicking motion like this. And I walk backwards and say, kick, 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 kick. I do that for about a minute, let her rest by turning her over and back floating. And then bring her back up, kick, 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 kick. And then we do our 1, 2, 3 dunk. First day, she coughed a little bit. On our third lesson, she's already holding her breath longer than I thought she would because she's not putting her kicks in when I put her under and I kind of push her to the ladder. So then I take the child, once they know what kicking is, and once they know how to hold their breath, then I add it in and I say 1, 2, 3, and I push them at the side of the pool and I tell them to grab with 2 hands. And the glide of me pushing them will get them to the ladder and I'm yelling, kick, 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 kick. So you can start out very close and give them a little push. Make sure they know to grab the ladder. Stand back a little more, give them a little push. Grab the ladder, kick your feet. So they've got to think grab and kick, because we always want them to get to the closest side of the pool as possible. So one way I teach them how to grab is I'll take a little toy and I'll throw it in front of them. I'll hold the child well supported, tell them to kick, 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 and then they have to grab with 2 hands. They have to grab the ball. If they try to grab a toy like a floating duck or a ball with 1 hand, it'll get pushed away. So that teaches them to grab with 2 hands. So once I can teach the skill of holding their breath by doing bobs or dunking, I teach them how to at least be on their back comfortable without crying or battling too much. I teach them how to kick. Then I'm going to put those skills together. So now we're going to have some fun time. Let's go get our toy, and I'll throw the toy across the pool, and I'll literally walk them across the pool with their kicks going. If their kicks aren't working, I'll have the child hold me like this, and I'll kick for them. And the whole time that we're kicking, I'm saying the word kick, 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 kick. Okay? That way, when I push them to the ladder and yell kick, 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 at some point it kicks in. So in our 4th lesson yesterday, she actually kicked her legs while floating on her belly to the ladder with her eyes open and her hands out. So all of those 3 things that I worked on for 3 whole days, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's not getting it. They finally clicked yesterday. I was so excited. I hope that, and that's what you work on with 3 and 4-year-olds. If you can get them to back float, you're golden, because they can lay on their back forever and be patient, and that way someone could get to them if they fell into a pool. So the next skill I would do before graduating them, kick, 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 flip them over so they learn how to go on their back, walk a little bit with them, flip them back over on their belly, kick, 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 flip them back on their back. All the time you're holding them. And then as they get better at back floating, you can move away from them a little bit. You can hold them with 1 hand and then just let go for a second and grab them and see if they'll lay there. So those are all progressive skills that you can do with preschool kids, 3 and 4-year-olds. Once they're able to balance in your arms pretty good, don't start them off on the kickboard. Make sure that they know how to kick first by either holding onto your shoulders or your hands. You're walking backwards and moving around the pool. And if they seem pretty streamlined, so streamlined we work on, 5, 6, 7 years old. Streamlined means you're flat on the water. You have a nice long body like this. Your hips aren't sinking to the bottom. Perfect. Thank you. I'll use this one. So you have a kickboard, okay? If their arms aren't long enough to hold it like this on their own, then they can go across the board like this, if y'all can see that. And then you, as the parent, can hold the edge of the kickboard either here or here and walk as they kick. Kick, 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 Maribel. Kick, 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 kick. And that way, if they let go, you're right there to catch them. So if they're strong enough to keep their body in a streamlined position, Maribel, absolutely start doing higher progressive things like letting them kick, holding an implement like a pool noodle under their armpit, 1 of your hands instead of 2 of your hands, kicking by themselves. You can hold them at the hip and kind of push them to the wall and let go, but follow them in case they can't make it. So all of those things, if they're strong enough, by all means, go ahead and introduce that. Okay, Diana, you and hundreds of other parents about getting, Diana's question was, the child is terrified of getting water in their face. So how is she going to get them to back float and put their face in? Persistence is going to be my answer, Diana. Like I said at the beginning of this, be strong and firm, but loving. Okay, I understand that you don't like water in your face, but watch mommy do it or watch daddy do it. Look, it doesn't even hurt. Yay, daddy. Yay, mommy. And then take her and introduce her to the very smooth, easy dunking. Let her know that the water's going to come out. You'll see them play with their ears and wipe their eyes, but be firm. Like, teach her to bob first. I know it sounds really remedial. Get her on her stomach, either holding her with kicks. She doesn't have to put her face in yet. When she's on her back, she doesn't have to put her face in yet. So let her get used to doing those things. Being afraid is very, very typical. And the older we get, the harder it is to teach them not to fear that. So don't you be afraid to make them do that, because if they can't hold their breath, if they can't put their face in, they're far less likely to learn how to swim. So I don't have a great answer for you about fear other than your persistence, your confidence, your ability to relate to your child that mommy and daddy, we're going to take care of you. Everything's going to be okay. Watch me do it. And then you just got to kind of make them do it. So one thing that you can do, once you know that she can hold her breath, even if she's fussy and crying and mad at you, you can still hold her under the armpits like this, okay? Count, even if you're behind her, 1, 2, 3, and gently get her flat and dunk her and bring her up like that, and have her grab a ladder or the side of the pool. Give her lots of love. Yay, yay, yay. Let's try it again. And she's going to be fussy and crying. 1, 2, 3, boom. Comes right up. And pretty soon, she learns that, hey, it's okay. I'm going to be okay. My mommy's holding me. And then as she gets better at it, you can kind of let go and give her a pretty good strong shove so she makes it to the side. And you still teach kicking even if they're fussy. You still teach them to back float even if they're fussy. And hopefully next year when we're open, we can really work with them and get them super comfortable. And yeah, they might be fussy or mad at you, but you're the mom, you're the parent, and you're doing the right thing by teaching your child, even if they don't like it. So the really cool thing is it seems like we have parents with kids from 2 to 6 or 7 here. So that's really good because the skills are similar. So if you visited the Red Cross website, you'll see that we have a parent and aquatics class, which is from 6 months to 3 years. We have preschool aquatics, and there's like 3 levels. At our pool, we combine all of the preschool aquatics. And so on those levels, you're doing bobbing, kicking, back floating, rhythmic breathing, diving, going underwater, grabbing the side, like safety things. And then for the 5-year-olds, that's considered level 1, 5 to 6, or it could be level 2. And really, the only difference between level 1 swim, if you visit the Red Cross site, you'll see all of the skills for each level. Level 1 is just a school-age child, so kindergarten, that maybe has never had lessons before, isn't uncomfortable in the water. And level 2, they're a little more comfortable, so you can do more advanced skills or farther distances. But to answer, the child was 5 going on 6, so that's like a level 1, level 2. So if they've never had lessons before, you got to kind of start at the beginning. Can you get them to float on their back? Do they understand how to kick? The difference is they'll probably catch on. They're a little bit more physically able than a 3 or 4-year-old. You want to teach them the front glide. So we call it the Superman glide, where we get the child with the hands over their head and their body in that streamline. We're working now on a streamline position. You can call it pancake or anything flat. And we push them to the wall, and they don't kick at all. They just basically float on their belly and glide. It's called a front glide. So once they can push off the wall or they're comfortable on their tummy and back, then you want to progress to the front glide and do it a gazillion times. Or you can help them by getting your arms under their armpit or one hand on their chest, one hand on their back, going way back here. Have them put their hands in front and say, be Superman, and push him out a wall. No kicks this time. Then you can progress to a glide with a kick, okay? So once they can do this and glide to the wall from a designated area, usually about 2 body lengths, when they can do that successfully a whole bunch of times, then you want to add the kick to it. Now they're going to get there faster, so you can go a little farther away. Push them, glide, Superman glide, kick, 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 kick. Now they grab the wall, they kick. When they do that, you can start introducing rotary arms. 1 arm at a time. Tell them to get real big ice cream scoops. Real big ice cream scoops, 1 arm at a time. And you can hold them on the side while they're doing that so that your arms don't get in the way. Or a great way to do it is have them put both arms on your shoulder. They pull 1 arm, touch your shoulder. Pull the other arm, touch your shoulder as you're walking backwards. They can also do that on the side of the pool. They're holding on, right arm, and you can even tell them, do your left arm scoop, right arm scoop. Once they can do that, then you can add the legs to it, and that's actually how you progress them to doing the freestyle. When they can do that, then they're definitely in level 2, and when they can swim on their back, then they'll progress to level 3. Again, repetition is the key to learning. You can do it through song, numbers, counting, but get them on their back, either supporting them with 2 arms like this, with their head perpendicular to your chest, or you can lower yourself in the water like this so you're at their level and they can rest their head on your shoulder and you have lots of points of contact. Or you can hold them like this, 1 arm across their back at an angle, 1 arm across their chest so that they don't wiggle out of it, their head into your chest, and then just walk backwards with them, sing to them, sing a song they know or count. Very, very much like a little snake where they feel rocked until they get comfortable. As I said earlier, they might stick their legs up in the air like for a diaper change. That's okay. As long as you can keep them from trying to flip over on their back and their stomach and be I call it wiggle worm. So try to hold them like this so they're not a wiggle worm. One of the skills we do want them to learn is how to flip from their tummy to their back and float so they can save themselves. But we can't do that until they can float on their own. So after you get them calm and teach them to float, literally start with 1 arm or 1 hand and then move farther back and just hold their head. And then you can just put your hand down in the water and see if they can float on their own. When you can get that for a 3 or 4-year-old, that's golden. Now we can go ahead and teach them little hands and little feet movements. And if they're crying or yelling for help, we know that we need to go get them. So teaching the back float, while it's very repetitive, we literally teach that from 6 months all the way through level 2. Because if you can't get on your back, you're not going to be able to swim on your back. So a lot of this seems so repetitive and remedial. It is. It's designed to build on skills for later when they're physically more capable to do stuff. So I hope that helps. You can fill a big bathtub of water. You don't have to have a pool, y'all. You can get them to back float in the tub and make it be fun. Let them hold a toy on their belly. Like I said, sing a song, poke their belly and say 1, 2, 3, very sing-songy. Let them hold their favorite water toy and make them do it. And they're going to be poking at their ears and fussy. That's okay. If they're crying and fussy, they're still learning how to float on their back. Okay? Okay, I think somebody had that before. So another question on how can I teach my 4-year-old how to hold their breath? She keeps coughing when she comes up. So let's go over that again. So if they're coughing a lot, stop for the day. If they're 6 months to a year and a half or two, only do two dunks per lesson, okay? If they're coughing forcefully, make sure that everything's out and stop for the day. But again, it's going to take 3 or 4 times. They're going to cough a little bit. So don't say I'm never doing it again because one time they coughed. I've been swimming since before I could walk, and every once in a while I jump in and I still get water up my nose or some water in my mouth and cough and spit up. But this is new to them and it's very scary. And I'm sure it's scary for you as a parent because you're seeing your child, you know, cough and be upset. So again, just nice and gentle. Do something that is a pattern. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Hold the child facing you. 1, 2, 3. Blow gently. When you see them do this, take them down gently, bring them up. Okay? So they spit a little bit, not coughing too bad. Again, oh my gosh, that's so great. Great job. I'm so proud of you. Let's try one more. No, I hate it. Yeah, one more. 1, 2, 3. Take them down again. And usually by the second or third lesson, they should be able to hold their breath. So remind them, close your mouth. Close your mouth. Show them how you close yours and go under. And then, again, try the straw trick where they're blowing with a straw, blowing bubbles in the water. At dinner time, let them blow a little bubbles in their milk to reinforce it. Be creative. Be creative. When you're in the bathtub, every bath, before you soap them up, see if they can put their face in and blow bubbles so they get used to having water in their eyes and face. And again, it's just consistently doing it until they have it. Okay? Okay, so, and you can see, if you think of other questions, one of the things we wanted to share with you is if some of you have not had a chance to see Longfellow's Whale's Tales or the links that we placed on our website, my colleague Sydney will tell you how to find those links. And we're just going to share one of the fun that it's really fun for 2, 3, 4, 5-year-olds. There's puzzles and games and coloring books and stuff. We'll share that with you. Did we get another question?
Yeah, we'll do it right after.
Okay.
Share screen first.
Okay, we're going to share the screen now, and then we'll answer that question. So I'm going to let Sydney navigate for you, and then Sid, if you want to talk or do it. Oh, yes. Let me mute, and I'm going to turn this over to my colleague, Sydney.
Hi, everyone. So if you can see my screen right now, you'll see that we're on our ASI website. So if you just go to asi.fullerton.edu, and then right over here, Titan Recreation, go to Titan Recreation, go down to Learn to Swim. It'll take you to the website, and we have some virtual resources that have also been sent to you via email. However, if you ever lose track of that, you can always come here. We have water safety for kids from the American Red Cross, as well as water safety for parents. So for kids, you can see that the different resources are given to you on the website. You can watch the whale tales that give your parents and caregivers guide on more important water safety concepts. You can download the Swim app, which offers drowning prevention, tracks swimming progress, and other things. And then if you just view the parent resource, you'll find different resources for just water safety in general. Why water safety is so important. Once swim classes do start reopening, that as well, and other swimming skills, etc. So you do have those different options that you can find, again, directly on our ASI website under virtual resources. So once again, that's asi.fullerton.edu, and you'll go to Learn to Swim right here on the right, Learn to Swim, and it'll take you to this area. You just select the tab Virtual Resources.
The really great thing about that, y'all, is that in some of the questions you guys asked me, which were, trust me, every parent in the world that's ever had swim lessons will ask the questions you asked. So I really appreciate those because what you asked is exactly what we would be teaching if we were here. So I'm so happy that y'all are going to work on those skills with your children. And with Longfellow's Whale's Tales, you'll get some safety things about telling your children about water And then the swim app, and I think the parent resource guide, there are some videos on there that will show you some, swimming skills and progressions. And furthermore, once we are allowed to be back on campus, and I have some of my swim instructors here, we're going to be making some swim videos. I don't have a timeline for that yet, but we will either post those on our YouTube channel or our Learn to Swim. We will give you all instructions on where to find that. I have no timeline because I don't know when I'm going to be able to get my pool open and my students back. But that way we'll have resources for you throughout the year to check on if you do have a pool or access to a water or a really full bathtub. That'll give you an opportunity to see how to progress your child with people actually showing you the skills in the water. So I believe we have one more question. That's very typical as they're learning to swim. You've got to find a way to make them understand that the deep water is the same as the shallow water, they just can't touch. So if you can swim across, I would say if you have a pool that has a deep end, start them at the narrowest part and have them swim across the shallow part of the pool without touching the bottom. Go 2 feet deeper as you move toward the deep end and have them do it again, let him rest and have some fun. The next, swim with them, swim alongside of them, or give him a kickboard or a pool noodle and let him swim across the pool with the pool noodle under his armpits so that he feels supported. And then go a little deeper, let him swim with the pool noodle again until he gets comfortable swimming that way. Then go to a part where maybe he's about in this deep water and maybe you walk backwards so you're always in front of him and let him swim to you in the deep end and keep working your way down. It's very typical. Once he gets comfortable swimming the freestyle like this with his face down and his kicks, he'll be fine, but you've got to find a way to kind of, okay, 2 times a day you're going to go across the pool and then you can do whatever you want. Or you're going to take this kickboard and kick all the way across the deep end. I'm going to be in the water with you. This time we're going to kick without the kickboard. I'm going to be in the water with you. So whatever you can do to encourage him to kick all the way across the pool so that he can see that he can make it. It's more of a confidence thing. So again, that fear factor is you find a way as his parent, you know him way better than I do, to encourage him. If you want to use like reward system, hey, we can play a game in the pool over here with us if you do this 2 times for me. Whatever deals you got to kind of need to make with them. And pretty soon they forget that they're even doing that. I hope that helps. It's more of him being able to overcome the fear, and that if he's a strong kicker, you can show them how they can kick the whole length of the pool without even stopping. Then he can kick all the way across the deep end without stopping. So kind of progress that way. Kicking, 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 kicking. Back floating, and then teach rotary arms after that. The fear, as they get better and stronger, the fear will go away. We want them to have a healthy respect for all bodies of water. So I don't mean the fear of being respectful and understanding pool rules and safety, but once they're in and having fun, the fear of putting their face in, the fear of kicking without support, the fear of floating on their back. That happens with water time. So any water time that you can give them is going to be helpful, even if it's in a bathtub. But always make sure they have a healthy respect for water and all the safety rules as well. So if anyone doesn't have any more questions, also that y'all can email me questions and I will put them on the next live Zoom meeting. We're recording this, so that'll be posted as well if you need to go back and get ideas. If you can't make the next Zoom meeting, then you can always go look at the recording. Sydney, do you know where that will be posted? Do you want to tell everybody where that will be posted once we get this recording done?
Yeah. Hi, everyone. So once everything is recorded, done, taken care of with our videography department, we will have it available for you on our ASI YouTube channel. but you'll be receiving that email like you have been with class updates, etc. I'll make sure that's in that email as well, so you have easier access to it.
Okay, how do I get this chat off so I can see everything? Oh, the red button. Okay, so I'm looking, I don't see any more questions. Are we all good? My email is, oh, the email's in the chat. So if you have any questions, I will gladly email you one-on-one. And if you don't mind, I'll probably put your questions in the next Zoom meeting to help other parents that might have the same thing that you might need. So again, that's AWITTWER at fullerton.edu, in case you can't find it in the chat. So if we don't have any more questions, we can sign out. Everybody, we're good. Maybe I'll see you at our next chat. And thank you for joining today. Don't hesitate to call me or email me if you have any questions. Okay, bye everybody. Stay safe, wear your mask.